This conference will now be recorded.
And we're just going to make sure that the volume is up. Perfect.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, no. Oh, no, the sound. All right, it looks like the sound is for some reason not working now, and it was working perfectly today. So give me a moment. Talk amongst yourselves. That's easy. Why? It's not working. This isn't blue anymore.
Oh, because they should be blue.
It should be blue.
Yeah, and it was working.
Those are all plugged in.
Sorry, everyone online. Give you a moment.
Plug in.
Okay, guys, sorry about that online. We're going to start over. So my apologies. Can everybody hear me? Okay, I'd much rather talk without the microphone because I think projecting is a lot better for people that are listening virtually. So I want to thank everyone for joining us here for our annual members meeting and our 2024 Board of Directors election. I have already hit recording. So thank you everyone for joining us virtually as well. We are going to get started. So we are going to call this meeting to order at 6:07 p.m. And I can certify that we do have a quorum as we have at least 10% of the membership in person at this meeting or present by proxy. Proof of notice, the mailing for this meeting was mailed out to all homeowners. We did a 60-day notice as well. We were required to do a 14-day notice. We did mail the second notice out a little bit earlier than 14 days. And as well, it was posted in public in the Plaza Clubhouse here, so we are in compliance with that. And we are going to move on to the approval of the 2023 annual meeting minutes. This is the minutes from last year's annual meeting. Do we have a motion? Does anybody would like to make a motion to waive the reading of last year's minutes?
I would like to make a motion to waive the readings from last year.
Okay, so Terry Horn, the board president, is making a motion to waive the reading. Oh, I'm so sorry, secretary?
You don't want that.
Sorry.
Secretary.
My apologies. The secretary of the board is making a motion to waive the reading of the 2023 annual minutes. Because this is a members meeting, we do not require a second to a motion or any other motions to be made by board members. So do I have a motion from any member to a second for that? Second. What is your name? Annette Fields.
There's more volume. You could mute the microphone. You can't now.
Okay. And all in favor? Anyone opposed? Good, don't be that person. Thank you. I don't want to read them. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move on to the election of our 4 board of directors. So I'm going to pass you over to Ashley Lupo, our association counsel.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Everybody can hear me? Yeah. Okay. Hi, I'm Ashley. I have the pleasure of serving as general counsel for Country Club at Champions Gate. I'm going to be monitoring and overseeing the election. Is there anybody that has?
Sorry, can you use the microphone for people out in the lobby?
Sure. Is there anybody at this time that has not submitted their election ballot? Last call for ballot submissions. Anyone? We're all clear outside, Stephanie? All right, so we're going to close the polls. I'm going to now ask for volunteers. I would love for you work in pairs. You cannot be a director, an officer, a candidate, or a family of them or living in the same home as them. So if you are one of those people, I have one volunteer, thank you very much. 2 volunteers, 3 volunteers, sir. I need 1 more, don't make somebody work by themselves. Thank you. 4 volunteers, okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take your volunteers to the room back there. We're gonna leave the door open. You have the right to watch the election monitors count, okay? The counters, if you want to, but we're gonna go in that room so we have a little bit quieter while the meeting proceeds, okay? And then I'll come back and give you the results once we have them.
Perfect.
All right?
Okay, thank you very much, Ashley. Folks, we do have some things while the ballot counting is happening. So first off, I'd like to pass you quickly over to Alan Westerman, our board treasurer.
Thanks, Stephanie. Is that working?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just want to turn to the left here, and for a second there, he was the president of the board, and that got him very nervous, but
Sorry.
I think Terry is one of the happier people this evening, and he's ready to hit the bar afterwards. But Terry, on behalf of the board and working with you over the last 2 years, thank you for your service. Thank you for selling homes, because that contributes to the financial bottom line. And look forward to having you continue to support the community on the other side of the table. But again, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Yes, Terry, thank you. Thank you so much. With that being said, folks, I'm going to turn you over to Kaylin Martinelli. She works with Becker and Polyacom, and that is the attorney office that is representing us in the defect lawsuit with Lennar. So she is here this evening to provide us with an update on how that is going.
Hi, everybody. I see some familiar faces. For those of you that don't know me, I'm one of the attorneys that represents the association against Lennar. I want to talk about just briefly what is included in this litigation, because it's a little bit broad. It might include some things you guys weren't aware of. One of those things is this very clubhouse that we're in. It has some roofing issues. We have included that, and if there's anything else wrong with the premises, we will include that as well. I know the pool is constantly having holes open in the bottom of it. I have never seen that before. That's a new one for me. That is included. Issues with the golf course are included. The villas are included. One of the big ticket items that we didn't expect, but ended up being included, is the club plan. Does everybody know what the club plan is? Okay. You are all paying Lennar to maintain and operate the Oasis. That is, in some respects, against Florida law. In 2023, one of the Court of Appeals in Florida, and then the Supreme Court ultimately stamped it and said, yes, we believe you guys got that right, said club plans cannot be profitable. This is a very long-winded and complicated thing. Essentially, there's 2 parts to the dues that you guys are paying to Lennar. One is for your common expenses, your proportionate share of expenses. The other is a built-in profit that they have been incurring since inception. I don't know what the total amount that they collected from you guys is. I don't have that number off the top of my head. I have so many of these at the moment. But I know it's probably at least $5 million. We are seeking to recoup that, to extinguish the future collection of that. That's one of my first priorities, is to stop the bleeding on that issue. And then hopefully Lennar will ultimately hand over the clubhouse to one of the associations in the proximity. They have no vested interest in it once we take away their profits. It's an infuriating thing. They know that it's illegal. They continue to collect. They actively are trying to lobby the legislature to get the law changed in their favor. We have stopped that successfully to date. We intend to. Becker has a big lobbying group as well, so we've been advocating for you all and all of our communities around Florida against them. But they have deep pockets, and ultimately, I can't say for sure what's going to happen if the Florida legislature goes the other way, but we've had success so far. So that's my ultimate goal. Currently, we have filed suit in state court. Everybody that bought a house from Lennar signed a purchase and sale agreement that included an arbitration clause. Lennar is currently trying to use that arbitration clause against us. They filed something like 20,000 pages in state court that said you guys have to go to arbitration. Why don't we want to go to arbitration? It's expensive. We don't have any appellate rights that come with it. So once the arbitrator rules, that's it. That's it. We have no way to appeal their ruling. We hate arbitration. In fact, most of the developers around the state have learned that arbitration doesn't work. We kick their ass there too. They're just paying to get their asses kicked instead. So I don't know why Lennar hasn't given up the ghost on this, but they are adamant. We're fighting it in part because of the club plan issue. We think that has to stay in state court. The golf course and things like that have to stay in state court. The villas is where it gets a little hairy, but more to come on that. That's going to be a long fight for us. How long does litigation last? I wish I had an answer. Usually about 18 months. If we go to arbitration, it'll actually be a little bit quicker. But again, we don't prefer arbitration because it's just going to cost you money to do it. We have defendants actively entering the case, and with those comes inspections of the property. So at times, you're going to see me leading a horde of people around the premises, perhaps the villas, perhaps here, who knows where. Approach with caution, because it's probably going to be the bad guys. We have our own experts, and sometimes I'll bring them out here as well. But for the most part, it's going to be people that are adverse to us. So be careful with what you say to them, and be careful when you approach me. Don't come out saying, there's nothing wrong with my house. Great, I hope there's not, but don't take your case for me. I think that's more or less it. I have to be somewhat tight-lipped about the ongoings of the case in terms of legal strategy, because unfortunately, I represent the association itself, and I have had moles in meetings that try to take what I say and take it to Lennar. So I'm not trying to open that can of worms. With that said, does anybody have general questions? If you have very specific questions, please email me or the paralegal. We're happy to answer whatever questions you have. I don't want to take up the entirety of this meeting answering long-winded questions, but I'm happy to answer any general questions that you guys may have.
Caitlin,
Yeah.
quick one. You said the appellate court and Supreme Court have ruled against the developer in the Avatar case.
Mhm.
Are there any other channels of legal appeal, or is it only through a legislative process that the Avatar developer can seek relief?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so there's no further legal channels for them to appeal, okay.
They can try different legal arguments, but it's not going to work. I mean, I can't guarantee that, but I feel very confident.
But they've mostly exhausted their legal,
Yeah,
so now they're trying to go lobby the legislature to basically say,
they're going to try to get a separate ruling in a different appellate court. The appellate court that governs this area has ruled in our favor. So they'll try to go to like a conservative court in the Panhandle and get a ruling up there that they try to get certified. But ultimately, it's not going to go anywhere.
thank you.
I feel confident about that.
I mean, you may or may not be able to answer this question, but was there a rationale for including that club plan in the overall construction defect lawsuit, as opposed to having a separate lawsuit just for that particular item? Because there is legal precedent in our favour, so it might have been a speedier process just to focus on that. My other concern about it is that Lennar may use it if they agree that there is a case to answer, to offset some of the construction defect expenses that they will want, that we want them to pay. So there could be a situation where they would say, okay, pay you that, but in consideration to negotiating a lower settlement on the other aspect of the case.
The reason it's litigation strategy. I have a good reason,
Okay.
I promise. I don't want to get too far.
No, which is why I say if you can't answer that.
Good thoughts though. We did that analysis and we ultimately came out on the opposite side for good reason. Sure with that.
Does that construction litigation include retention bonds?
If there's issues with retention ponds, yes, absolutely. What retention?
We got severe flooding on number 6, so something's backing the drains up on number 6.
Are you aware of
I
that?
have to check with Ethan, to see if it's one that we.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah,
It's Stony-
but it could possibly be
I think
the
it's CDD.
CDD, it's not ours. So we would need to check.
Stephanie's gonna check and then get.
I will check.
All right, any other questions? Yes, sir.
Who gets to use the mic? We have some folks in the lobby who can't hear. In regards to any settlement on it, who gets the settlement? Does the country club, the homeowners association get it, or does it go back to the homeowners?
It goes to the association, and ideally it'll offset reserves and your county dues. and things of that nature. But ultimately, it's these gentlemen's decision what they want to do with it.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? And also, when you see emails from us, from my office, Taylor Barrett, please respond. She's my paralegal. We're reaching out because we need something, not for fun. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Let's give it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Caitlin. Folks, we are going to just take a little break while the ballots are being counted. We will let you know when we will reconvene, and we will give you the election results. After the results, we will immediately go into the organizational meeting where the board members will decide who the president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and director will be. So we will get started again in just a few minutes.
The bar and kitchen are open.
Thanks, Mitch.
The retention fund is the CDD.
Yeah.
Stony Brook South at Champion,
Yeah.
that's CDD.
That's the CDD.
How are you doing?
I've got map.
Thank you, Mary. Good luck, John.
Hi, Don.
This conference will now be recorded.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin in just a moment. We do have the results, and our attorney, Ashley Lupo, will be in here momentarily to give those results. And then just as a quick reminder, as soon as the new board is announced, we will move on to the organizational meeting.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone.
It's on. You just gotta talk loudly.
Gotta hold it close.
Great. Thank you to the 4 volunteers for volunteering. Thank you to everyone that voted electronically because you massively cut down on the election process this year. I encourage you to sign up to electronically vote if you haven't yet. The 2 directors that will be serving the 2-year terms are Neil Roberts and James Stone. The 2 directors that will be serving the 1-year terms are John Lambert and Liesl Butler Burke. Thanks everyone for their participation, and I'm going to turn it over to Stephanie.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Ashley, and congratulations to our new board members. So at this time, we're gonna welcome them to come to the table. So I know we have James Stone virtually, so congratulations, James. We also have Neil Roberts, John Lambert, and we have Liesl, so they can.
Where do I sit? On the corner?
Just over there.
I'll sit over here.
Stephanie.
Here's another chair.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention, the election results are official record, so they're gonna be maintained in the association's office. So if anybody wants to look at those documents, we're gonna be having them in the box and they will be with me.
Do you know how many people voted? Is that something that? I can put that out in an e-blast,
Yeah.
unless you have it right here.
I don't wanna do quick math because not everybody voted for 4 people, so
Yeah.
I'll just do that with you.
Yeah, I'll send that out.
It's more than last year, is all I can say.
It is, yeah, we did have a lot more people vote this year than last year. So thank you so much. We are going to, well, let's give a big round of applause for our new board members. And with that said, we are going to adjourn this meeting. Again, this is a members meeting, so do I have a motion to adjourn? From anyone? State your name, please. Do I have a second to adjourn? Mary Moore, yeah.
That was mine, so.
All in favor? Thank you very much. Okay.
You're gonna need to unmute James.
I think, James, I did give you the ability to unmute already. Can you just verify? Perfect. Can we hear you? Can you test your microphone for us?
I'm here.
Perfect, we can hear you. Okay. Are we ready to go straight into the organizational meeting, or do we need to take a break?
I think we're good. We just had a good break.
You had a break, I didn't have a break. All right, so I don't need a break, I'm good, thank you though. All right, we're gonna call the organizational meeting to order. The time is 7 o'clock on the dot. And we do have a quorum. We have 5 board members present. And proof of notice, this was posted at least 14 days in advance publicly, as well as homeowners were notified via regular postal mail or via email if they signed up for electronic notices. And the only item on the agenda, we are going to select our president, vice president, secretary, treasurer. So we will start with president. And how this works, in case you've not attended an organizational meeting, it is decided among the board members themselves. So it is not a decision that the members vote on. This is all decided by the board members here. So we're going to start with president. Do I have a nomination for president?
I nominate James Stone.
Liesl, nominates James Stone. James, do you accept the nomination for president?
Yes.
Okay, do we have any other nominations for president?
I would like to nominate myself.
Okay. And Neil is nominating himself as president. Okay, so we are going to vote on that right now. So how many will vote for James Stone as president?
Aye.
And for Neil?
Just me.
Just Neil. Okay, that means that James Stone is our president of the board.
Congratulations, James.
We're going to move on to vice president. Do I have a nomination for the vice president?
I'd like to nominate Neil Roberts
Yeah,
for
Neil.
vice president.
Okay, Alan is nominating Neil. Neil, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
You? Do we have any other nominations for vice president? No. Congratulations, Neil, you are the vice president.
Thank you.
Next, we will do treasurer. Do I have a nomination for the treasurer?
I nominate Alan.
Sorry, Alan. Do you accept the nomination, Alan?
Yes.
Do we have any other nominations for treasurer? Congratulations, Alan. And secretary, do I have a nomination for secretary?
I nominate John Lambert.
Okay, Alan is nominating John. John, do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
Does, do we have any other nominations for secretary?
I nominate Lisa.
Lisa, okay, hold on.
Yeah, that's okay. Words are good.
James is nominating Lisa. Lisa, do you accept the nomination? Okay, we are going to vote at this time. How many would like to vote for John as the secretary? 1, 2. Okay. And for Lisa?
Vote for yourself.
Okay, so that was 3. That was, James, you voted for Lisa? Yeah. Okay, so it was James, Neil, and Lisa. Okay, and that leaves the position of director. And John Lambert, you are left. Do you accept the role of director?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have our board of directors. I will quickly announce it once again so everybody can hear it. Our president is James Stone. Our vice president is Neil Roberts. Our treasurer is Alan. And our secretary is Liesel. And our director is John. So congratulations to everyone. We will be posting this via e-blast to all of the residents. I want to thank everyone for joining us. With that being said, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. All right, thank you so much. Have a great night, guys.
All right.
So now.
The bar is still open, restaurant's open, stay, have a great rest of food. Enjoy your evening, everybody.
Welcome back, Neil. Thank you. Looking forward to working with you.